NFL 24. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Falcons and the Lions, and it's all up next.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll have a former Heisman Trophy winner calling the shots, hailing from the island of Oahu in Hawaii, Marcus Mariota.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm, mobile, a great guy to have in the locker room. He can win if given an opportunity.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Mariota. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder in this organization, they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way early so we can make a late season push when we have everyone back. It certainly feels that way with the number of injuries they've had already. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking deep for Adams. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Devontae Adams, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. You talk about this Falcon defense. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers. And last week in that victory, they were pretty good. Probably a pretty easy film session, I would imagine.
And after a performance like that, so many people think you just roll into film, take your popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the show because they played well. I can just tell you from experience, after a win is when coaches come down on you harder because they want to emphasize all the mistakes that happen. Because you won, you're in a good mood. They want to bring you back to earth. Oftentimes you walk out of there and you ask your teammate, did we win last week?
So my assumption was wrong. I learned something. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 14 carries, 53 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So the completion there, Charles, looking at this defense, certainly in for a tough task here this afternoon. What are some of the keys for them if they want to come out on top?
Well, the first thing, partner, is they just allow the completion there. They don't want to get a string of those going. Let him get his confidence. Let him get into the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game, and all of a sudden, he's feeling like he can do no wrong. You want to really get after his timing a little bit, knock a few balls away, and make things uncomfortable for him. Because if he feels relaxed, you are in for a tough afternoon.
Encroachment defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
On the counter, it's Walker. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The throw over the middle, taken in. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
15 yards, first down, Atlanta. We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the first quarter. You think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be prepared because this is going to be an all-day affair trying to stop them.
He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
And now they face a 2nd and 6 after the penalty. Up the middle, Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Mariota being checked. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Randy Gregory with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Tucker's kick is good, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Back back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver that time was Josh Jacobs, but it'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And for all the routes to keep an eye on in this one, they've got to find a way to take away the crossing routes. Those are the ones that when a receiver catches it on the run, those can really hurt a defense.
To throw on 3rd down. Strong. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it will be Falcon football. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their own 24. Mariota to throw it. Looking deep here for Chase. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Out of the pistol to give to Jones. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. First kick 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz it? Do I need to pressure it? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Counter play with Jacobs. And this will wind up the Lions' 1st down as good running gets them to about the 44. The Lions at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
On 2nd down, Jacobs trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. So out come the Falcons now. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Mariota. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That one good for 26 and a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. An inside give to Jones. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Mariota. That is caught. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. Option left. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 11 more on that one and another first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to it. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Second down, another shot for Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call.
Ball start.
And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal from 28 yards out. Tucker's kick is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. Throwing to start the drive. Strong. And it's complete to Adams. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Looking to throw. Strong. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. On 1st and 10. Strong. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it'll be second down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And the Falcons are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Following the interception here, Mariota. He connects quickly to Jamar Chase. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A first down throw for Mariota. He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. From the red zone now, Mariota. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. From the gun, Mariota. Throw left side complete to Chase. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Pass interference, defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Strong. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a 2nd and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. 61 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Off the bootleg. Strong. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Durham Smythe, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are back within a score. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 13-7. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field.
Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll go again to Jones. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The 2nd down and 10th there, knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they're on the heels of that nice win last week over the Packers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Mariota, option left, and holding it, maybe the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Off the option, it's Jones. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Tyree Wilson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
The give is to Jones. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on third down.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a fifth, barring a conversion here on third down. Connecting over the middle with Downs, and they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Here's Tressway now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. We'll get this to about the 38. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You taking charge.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked Jerome Bentley. And the Lions are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Throwing on first down. Strong trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Falcons are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Tyree Wilson
In there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 8. So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
And the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3. A give to Jones. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2nd and a couple. From the gun, it's Walker.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Back to Walker on first down.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Watkins. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Throwing, Mariota.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Tucker's kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Eric Rowe.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. It's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Falcons are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A little short pass. This is Everett. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Randy Gregory able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive. And in a relatively... And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Marte Mapu. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
3rd down and 1. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. To throw is Mariota. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Jamar Chase with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. A 15-point game now. You make the extra point, and that means on the other side you need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. That's a pretty tall order here in the 4th quarter.
Agreed, because they really needed to come up with a stop there, and even if it was just to hold them to a field goal. Now they need to pull out the lucky horseshoe because they've got to get an onside kick. And we've seen nowadays those are incredibly difficult to come by.
And not to mention they got to get the touchdown and a 2-point conversion first. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Strong. He'll let this go for Adams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
The Lions turned away on fourth down, and the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
The Falcons offense set to go.
But they can thank their defense for another stop, and now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock, work it down, and of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts.
On third down, here's Walker.
That will be their third and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
They'll run for it. It's Walker.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. Mariota with a knee to the ground, and that should be it. So with that knee, 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you watch that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Falcons, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.